So as you can see, in the workout montage you just saw, if you noticed, that's definitely not my normal training style or thing. I've been doing some things that I normally don't do, but I want to backtrack a little bit. So I want to backtrack, and I know it's probably, depending on where you are in this video, whether maybe this is the first time I'm ever seeing my channel. Maybe you've been tracking the whole time. Maybe you kind of know where things have kind of been, etc. So I'll just kind of start where I think is best. So it's funny. All right, so I did the Road to Korea, right? I don't even know how many episodes I did for Road to Korea. And when I finished the Korea video, kind of shifted because I got injured. So I think that might have been the last video that I put out, was kind of going through my injury. But you guys should, if you're not tapped in, go ahead. I'm saying, make sure you watch the videos back. But I did get hurt October 13th, I believe. I hurt my back/hip. I've been rehabbing that pretty much for the last, since then, so today's the last day of November, so tomorrow's December 1st. As I'm sitting in this chair, I'm still feeling it, which is crazy in itself. But it's been almost 2 months since I've been rehabbing this injury, which is crazy, which kind of also goes to show that it's definitely a little bit more serious than I originally thought that it was. So that being said, I've been rehabbing it, I've been seeing a PT, I've been doing the work, I've been doing the exercises, I've been doing everything that I've needed to do, and I'm still kind of dealing with it. So I was supposed to actually be leaving for Korea next week, which is crazy. But ironically enough, I am not. So in the last video, I said that I was pulling out of the Korea competition, and I was going to put my focus into the Arnold, which is in March. And again, it's not so much that it's a timeline that I can't obtain, but one thing in these last 2 months of being injured, what it has kind of taught me is it's kind of slowed me down, and it's kind of started to peel back some layers into how I train, to peel back some layers into my overall health, to peel back some layers into just powerlifting in general, because I know that there's kind of a place that I want to be, and there's a place that I am. And just to be completely honest with myself and with you guys and with anybody who watches and supports, I'm not the best version of myself at the moment. Far from it. And it sucks to say, because it's like, I've been powerlifting for so long, but I'm not even close to where I want to be. Like, I'm not even, just from a overall standpoint. So, it's something that I didn't really take. It wasn't a decision that I made lightly. Pulling out of Korea was actually really difficult. Like, almost brought me to tears, because I was so excited for that competition. And the more that I think about it, the more that I start to think, I'm like, has powerlifting become like my identity? I run a gym that it's more than powerlifting, but some people consider it just a powerlifting gym, which that's fine if you consider it that, but if you know, you know. But just kind of thinking, and it's become my identity, right? And it's become like, if you know Josh Price, it's like, he lifts heavy weights, he's whatever, and that's not necessarily what I want to be known for. It's not like it's a bad thing, but at the same time, like, I feel like it has become my identity, to where I almost felt like my training and even some of my worth was then like when I went to Philly, and every time I go to Philly, it's like it's a movie, you know what I mean? Like, we had a big PR, we got it's so hard to describe this, because I feel like there's so many of you probably like watching this right now who have never felt that feeling, and there's some of you who have felt that feeling, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's two main feelings that I feel like are huge in powerlifting. One is in training and one is in competition. When you're in training and you're, especially like if you're doing like an event or you're just like around like a good group of people, and you can see that people like, people got their phones posted up and they're recording you, and you're especially in squat and or deadlift, and you just feel the energy and you feel the vibe and all that stuff, and it's just like it's such a surreal feeling. And then obviously in competing is such a cool, like it's a cool experience. And just the other day I looked up like how many blocks I've completed of training. So a training block is 4 weeks, and I've completed almost 61 blocks. That's 5 years worth of training powerlifting, and I feel like I've given a lot, to the sport, and maybe even like introduced some to the sport, which I think is also really cool. But it's also not my identity, right? And I feel like I've always used powerlifting as a justification, as a tool, even as a use of self-worth, which is not good, right? I'm more than just a strong back for a bar to sit on, and it's also kind of led me down, I think, a little bit more of an unhealthy path than I wanted to be on, especially over the last 3 years since the gym's been open. And then you just add stress and everything else on top of that. It's just been kind of a recipe for disaster. And it's been really difficult, to be able to prioritize powerlifting training, because again, if you know anything about powerlifting training and how you train it's the day before, it's the day after, it's the day of, and there's so many little facets and little factors into that and intricate details that if you really take it serious, that there's not a lot of things that can really affect your training. And for me, I'll be in the middle of my SBD days, my squat, bench, deadlift, and I have to run a business, right? So someone's calling me, someone's emailing me, someone's this, someone's that. I have to stop training, then I get cold, and then if I don't re-warm up, I might get hurt. I have to answer my employees' questions. I have to check up, if my kids are at the gym, I have to check in on them. I have to, someone needs some water, somebody needs a snack, somebody needs this, somebody needs that. So I'm always getting pulled in so many different directions. And powerlifting is not a sport that you can just be building up to a top set on squat and then go off and do something and come right back to it. It's not a plug and play type of sport. So yeah, it's just tough. And I've had a lot of mental battles with powerlifting over the last 5 years, and I will always have a love and affinity for powerlifting, but I just have to be real with myself. And I think I just want something new, and I want a new challenge, and I want to kind of go in a different direction for a multitude of reasons, which as we kind of go on, I'll get to some of those things, but I don't want this video to really drag too much on. I kind of want to get to the meat and potatoes of maybe why you even clicked on this video. But I think the big thing for me is that I have to kind of just refocus. I have to realign. I have to redial what I've been doing for the last half decade. Anybody who knew me prior to this gym being open, or maybe even prior to powerlifting, I trained so differently. I was a battle ropes menace. I ran, even during COVID, pre-COVID, when I was active duty, I ran. I've always trained heavy. I've always lifted heavy weights, but I had much more high intensity. I did a lot of things that I haven't done, touched, or experienced in the last 5 years, and I just want to get to that new sensation of training. And I need a new challenge, and I need a new I can't just train in vain. I can't be one of those people who doesn't powerlift but just goes to the gym just to go to the gym. I'm not one of those people. The gym is not a check in the box thing. You go about your day and you just check the box. It's not like that for me. For me, the gym is it's so much more than that. And gym is, and when I go work out, I go train. I'm training for something. I don't just want to be in the gym in vain and just be hey, I'm here. No, I'm working towards something. I'm doing something. So this kind of brings me to my next venture, and where I'm headed. So I do want to be, vulnerable with you guys. I want to show you guys what the work and what everything kind of looks like. So my editing, because I have my own videos now. But I'm gonna put a little thing on the screen, right? And this is where I'm currently sitting at today, right? I am going into bodybuilding. I now identify as a bodybuilder. Starting tomorrow. Today's Sunday, November 30th. Tomorrow's Monday, December 1st. My plan is to do a bodybuilding show by or before the end of 2026. That is the goal. Things change, right? Things can happen, and we know this. But that's the plan. The plan is to be able to compete in a bodybuilding show and do the things that we need to do to challenge ourselves and to put that pressure on of, hey, like, if you're going to be stepping on stage and doing something different in front of a ton of people and getting extremely vulnerable, basically in a thong, then you need to go out there and perform and be the best that you could be myself. And I refuse to let myself go up there and look stupid. I'm a natural competitor, so naturally, I can't just put one foot in and I have to jump in with 2 feet, right? Like, that's the type of person I am, where, like, yes, there is like there's an extremist level I have to go to in order to be fully locked in. So, from now on in the gym, when you see me, you know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think this kind of answers a lot of questions, because obviously there've been a few people over the last, like, maybe 2 weeks that have noticed that I haven't been squatting, I haven't been deadlifting, I can't deadlift, and haven't been really benching like a powerlifter would. And that being said, like I said, I'm just going in a different direction, and I will continue to love powerlifting and run competitions and coach my powerlifting clients and be around the sport, obviously, because it's in my face every day, between my followers on social media and my clients that I coach, and at the gym at Hometown Barbell. Obviously there's a lot of powerlifters, so it's not like I'm running away from it, it's in my face. But I'll always love powerlifting, but I think I just need a new challenge, new direction. So that's the goal, man. 2026 bodybuilding JP, and this is going to kind of be the start prep. And I think over these next, like, 32 weeks or whatever you want to call it, into preparing to do a show, I want to be raw, and I want to be extremely vulnerable and transparent with you guys, and, like, really show you what it looks like, what the process looks like. What does my food look like? I've done cooking montages on this channel, but I've never actually shown you guys, like, a full day of eating or things like that. I do have a bodybuilding coach, and I'm excited, man. Like, again, new challenge, new sport. I feel like a kid. First day of school vibes tomorrow, and I'm gonna be on a whole different wavelength, and I really want to document this and really share it with you guys, because I want to show you what someone can lock in and, like, what they can turn into. And I'm not gonna say I'll never powerlift again, but it's not in my future cards. Like, I've always told myself that before I turned 30, I'd stop powerlifting, just for a longevity standpoint. But I don't know, right? I'll be 30 next year, and stopping a little bit early, but again, this injury's definitely made me think about things. So this is my starting point. These pictures or videos or whatever I put up is as of yesterday, and you see what it is, man. Like, I want to really kind of go through this process with you guys and be as transparent as possible, and I'm using this as digital accountability. And my mantra going forward over these next 32 weeks plus, as I, do start this cut and start this, like, obviously I've tracked my macros, but really, really, really tracking on a whole nother level, and being consistency, that's a big thing. But my mantra going into this bodybuilding journey is, why not you, right? That's what I kept telling myself, like, why not me? Like, why couldn't I do that? Like, of course I can. I just have to want to do it. Like, if I want to do it, I'll do it. And to date, I've never really wanted to do it. And I've always had powerlifting as not a scapegoat, but always like a reason to not, do a cut, like a real cut, or, do something like different per se. And the type of training that powerlifting is like, long rest periods, and everything kind of goes into your top set. And not that you can slacken the rest, and obviously you should be pushing your accessories. I've always pushed through my accessories, but not to the level of like, really chasing muscle fatigue and all that stuff, right? Everything is centered around squat, bench, and deadlift as a powerlifter. So that being said, like I said, this is where I am. My starting weight, right? 320 pounds. That is the weight that I'm starting at. That is the weight that I am in this picture, roughly. And I'm just excited to see where this goes, man. And like I said, I really want to take y'all along with me, and I want you guys to hold me accountable, and hopefully I can use this as a sense of accountability and a sense of encouragement, you know what I mean? And just different wave of content. So if this is something y'all are interested in, I really hope you do enjoy this direction. If you're one of those people that are like, I only subscribe to you because you're a powerlifter, you can go watch my old stuff, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. And it's been hard. I had a tough conversation with my coach that I've had for the last 5 years. And actually, out of everybody that I told and talked to, that was probably the hardest one I had. Like, I was so hesitant, I didn't even want to talk to him about it. It was like ripping a Band-Aid off. But like, I love my coach. Like, Abi has been phenomenal over these last 5 years. And if I could do it all over again, I'd do it with Abi. Like, he's become a close friend, a mentor. He's a phenomenal human being. And I feel like, I felt like I was letting him down, but he didn't take it that way, and it made me feel really good about my decision and where I'm going. So that is that. But yeah, just clock starts tomorrow. It's a different level of transparency and a different level of work that's going to go into this process, and I'm very excited about it. So I got to get up early in the morning. It's already late tonight. 6 a.m. workout, faster cardio. Bro, who am I? Who am I? But again, if you take anything from this video, take it as, why not you? And that could be with whatever. Why not you? And this is me taking a leap into the future of whatever is going to happen, and we're going to put 110% effort into it and really lock in. So I'm going to see y'all on this next episode of, once I pick a competition, I'll probably do like road to whatever. But until then, man, this is just the new wave for me. So till the next video.